Today is Wednesday, August 10th. This is Dennis Mason with your World in Review. The British Empire is now in control of all the major institutions of the world. Now, what they are not in control of is the breakdown crisis. Nobody is in control of that. The policies of the failed baby boomer generation now threaten the entirety of civilization as you know it. And if there's no change in that policy quickly, the collapse of civilization worldwide is assured. Now, leaving Barack Obama in office assures that there will be no change in policy. That is the situation. Now that appointments are being named to the Super Congress, the fascist coup solidified under Obama is taking shape. Now, any hype around which representative or senator has been appointed to the Super Congress, whether so-and-so would have been a better choice to protect my personal interests and so forth, that discussion not only misses the point, but it is strategically dangerous. Nothing operating in a fascist system will make it less fascist. The fact of the matter is that this commission is a coup against the United States Constitution, plain and simple. With the Super Congress, the entire basis for Article 1 of our Constitution, the government as a representation of the people, that has been eliminated. As of right now, we do in fact live under a dictatorship. And that dictatorship is acting in adherence to the British monetary empire. The U.S. Congress has, in effect, become a British colonial parliament. Now, the austerity which this Super Congress is scheduled to legislate will only accelerate the rate of this breakdown. The austerity being implemented already throughout the transatlantic as international policy on down to the local dog catcher, that only accelerates the physical collapse, while the move toward another round of quantitative easing will only accelerate the financial collapse. And these policies now underway between the nations of the transatlantic community will affect the entirety of the world. This is a crisis of the entire species, a new phase in the history of man. Now, robbing Peter to pay Paul isn't going to work. That will just kill a whole bunch of people in a hurry. Now, we may not even make it through this week, let alone November, when the Super Congress is supposed to take action. What has brought us here is the disease and thinking of an entire generation, the baby boomers. Every aspect of our society which that generation has touched has turned brown and withered, which is a lawful consequence. This is the generation which turned their backs on humanity in exchange for momentary pleasures which would make Euripides Dionysius blush for shame. These people, as a generation, rejected the progress of mankind on every level. And in the wake of that generation, our language lies fallow and stunted, our drama base and illiterate, our music worse than bestial. The essence of a culture is best expressed by what that culture produces under the name of the beautiful. What passes for art gives us a view into the morality of the people, their connection with mankind as a whole. Now, what beauty has the baby boomer contributed to mankind? From the baby boomer as a generation, how could we expect anything other than failure in the fine art of statecraft? The failure in morality of this generation has practical consequences. In the midst of the greatest challenge mankind has ever faced, the global collapse of the monetary system, the U.S. Congress has abdicated their posts in principle with the Super Congress, and abdicated in fact by cowering in their districts. And with a greater challenge to mankind looming on the horizon, the extinction biodiversity cycle, this generation would leave us unarmed and unfit for that task. Now, as long as this generation determines the decisions of our society, in the long term, our extinction is guaranteed. In the short term, we will bring that extinction upon ourselves by adhering to the satanic cult of monetarism. Sacrificing the general welfare for the sake of a budget will cause unprecedented genocide the world over. Now, just because the monetary system is dead doesn't mean we all have to die too. For those of us who do not suffer the disease of the baby boomer, we have a lot of work to do. The deadly assumption propagandized by the boomers is that there is no solution to this crisis outside of monetary considerations. If you're not in the budget, you'll just have to die. That is not true. On this website, we are working to make every aspect of the solution clear, so that you can arm yourself with the truth of the matter and fight like hell for this republic, and for the future of humanity. Now, it's not irrelevant that Pallas Athena, goddess of wisdom, burst forth from the head of Zeus fully armed and ready to fight. We face an enemy which is hell-bent on reducing the people of the world down to less than 1 billion. It's up to us, the non-boomer human species, to fight and win that war. Lyndon LaRouche will be on the weekly report tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. This is Dennis Mason, signing off.